Tonight at 6, students take to campus amplifying their voices. TV2 was there as protesters attempted to shed light here locally on an issue persisting nationwide.
President Biden spoke in Lorraine today. TV2 was there and has more on the effort to clean up the Great Lakes. And the NBA All-Star Game is set for Sunday, but Saturday is looking to be a slam dunk as well. Hear which celebrities will be joining this year's star-studded music lineup.
And Taco Bell is bringing back a fan favorite that hasn't seen a drive-thru line in nearly a decade. More on the decision and the sweet treat. TV2 News starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
As we come on the air tonight, new developments out of Suffield. We first reported Tuesday of the charges brought against 59-year-old Ray Small Jr. He was arrested for allegedly stabbing his wife, Barbara Small, to death on Monday in their home. According to the 911 call, it was the couple's son who initially called for help early Monday morning. In the recording, he says, quote, "It's my mom. I can't get into her bedroom. She was screaming last night and she won't respond at all." Now, again, this story's still developing and details are sparse at this time. We'll continue to update you on our social media at Ken Wired as we learn more. And now back to on campus. The Kent State group Students for Democratic Society held a protest Thursday afternoon. Their message, they say that women's reproductive rights are under attack. TV2's Kennedy Gotham was there and spoke to protesters. She joins us now in the studio. Now, Kennedy, tell us what about exactly SDS is saying. SDS means when they say that these rights are under attack.
Yes, Connor, they say that reproductive justice means having access to safe abortions, but also to birth control and reproductive health care for all people. Kent State students marched from the Mack Center to the K in an effort to spread awareness about reproductive justice.
It really affects us today more than we realize because reproductive justice is so connected to feminism and the patriarchy as a whole.
This was in protest of the bans being put on abortions and other reproductive rights.
In a pre-Roe America, getting an abortion could be fatal. If you didn't have the money, the know-how, you could die.
With Roe versus Wade Supreme Court case being questioned by many states, students of SDS are feeling the pressure of making their voices heard.
Pro-choice united will never be defeated. Pro-choice united will never be defeated.
To students, reproductive justice means
the liberation of women, women's bodies, women's sexuality. So it means free access to abortion, free access to any sort of birth control, and just really the right to determine how you want to live with your body.
Although many people think of women when it comes to reproductive rights, SDS feels this is an issue men should also address.
This is a shared struggle for all people. Human rights are on the line. Fundamental rights of our sisters, mothers, friends, and neighbors.
They hope this event will help to bring awareness to reproductive justice and to the Students for Democratic Society's organization.
It's extremely important to voice these matters because we have access to the material to spread, our information and this issue to the public at large.
SDS uses their platforms to help spread awareness on topics they feel matter most. Reporting from the Franklin Hall studio, I'm Kennedy Gotham.
Kennedy, thanks. Also tonight, an update on the search for a new dean in the College of Arts and Sciences. We now know one of the 3 original candidates has withdrawn their name from consideration.
That's right. Kent State made the announcement Wednesday. It did not specify why candidate Anna Marco Franco Watkins decided to do so. However, it did say her replacement. That's right. Dr. David Owen from the University of Louisville in Kentucky will fill that empty spot. He joins current interim dean Dr. Mandy Monroe Stajuk, who gave a public presentation Wednesday.
and Dr. E.Y.T. Lee from Southern Illinois University, who's wrapping up his presentation actually as we speak.
Owen is an interim dean and professor of philosophy at U of L. His research is focusing on social philosophy topics like critical race theory and diversity within philosophy. He is scheduled to give his public presentation on Monday, the 21st. The U.S. News and World Report has recently named 3 Kent State programs U.S. News Best Online for 2022. The university was recognized for the Best Online Masters in Nursing, Best Online Graduate Education Program, and Best Online MBA Program. The nursing program was ranked in the top 50 in the country, making it the highest ranked program in Northern Ohio.
A new Kent State report found voter engagement on campus was significantly higher during the 2020 presidential election. Those efforts didn't go unnoticed either. Kent State is the recipient of the Silver Seal from the All-In Campus Democracy Challenge. The distinction means the university had a 60 to 69% participation rate among nonpartisan voters in the 2020 election, a feat achieved nationally by only a total of 185 universities, including Kent.
Kent State's Geauga and Ashtabula campuses were recently awarded over $585,000 in grants from the USDA. The regional campuses have applied for the Extensive Distance Learning Grant back in 2020 and now is receiving the funding. This money will go towards putting the rural counties on par with the latest technology advances in education, medicine, and workforce development.
Hello, Kent State and Portage County. I'm weather anchor Alexa Blakely, here to bring you today's forecast. Let's get started. So today in Kent, it's a little bit warmer than it has been lately at 45 degrees, but it feels more like 41. A little bit windy today, moving southwest at 6 miles per hour, and very humid today at 80%. A little bit low on visibility at 5 miles, so if you're driving, just be careful. And unfortunately, we do have a couple weather warnings out for tonight. First, we have a winter weather advisory until 4 a.m. tomorrow. This is for 1 to 3 inches of snow and ice that we'll be getting. This is going to be causing slippery road conditions, so if you do have to drive, go slow and be careful. We also have a flood warning until 1 a.m. tomorrow. And these floods are going to be caused by snowmelt and 1.5 inches of rainfall that will be happening tonight. And as we take a look at what this is going to look like going into tonight, by 8, it's going to go down to 40 degrees with 100% chance of rain. So that's about when this intense rain is going to be starting. By 10, it's going to go down to 31 degrees, and that's when the freezing rain is going to start. And then by midnight, we're going to be at 28 degrees when we're going to be having snow. Now, that's all I have for you right now, but don't go anywhere because when I come back, I have the radar and the 7-day forecast. Stay tuned.
Thanks, Alexa. And after falling behind on record keeping, the Ravenna City Fire Department is looking to hire a full-time clerkal staff member. The city is about 7 years behind on some of its data entry search, such as ambulance, billing, and auditing, because these files were not originally digitized. Fire Chief Mark Chappell said he plans on hiring technology experts to help and short staffing and getting back on track.
The Akron-Canton Regional Food Bank is kicking off its largest fundraising event of the year with a bang. It's in its 31st year of holding its Harvest for Hunger campaign. The goal this year is to provide the equivalent of 4.6 million meals across an 8-county region. If you do the math, that's a little over $1 million and 100,000 pounds of food. The campaign officially launches March 1st with an event at the John S. Knight Center in Akron.
President Biden traveled to Lorain today. More on the $1 billion spending plan to help the Great Lakes.
A federal investigation now underway in that fatal plane crash on a highway in North Carolina. The details on what transpired just before the plane lost control.
Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands? Yes. You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Well, now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Meet the Scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
President Biden made a pit stop in Ohio today, visiting Lorain to speak on cleaning up the Great Lakes.
That's right. Our correspondent Anthony Fariga has more on the $1 billion spending plan. Hi, Anthony.
That's right, guys. President Joe Biden traveled to Lorain, Ohio today to announce an investment of $1 billion into the Great Lakes. Done through the Infrastructure Investment Jobs Act. The president said the investment will be used for cleaning and restoring the Great Lakes. This will be the largest federal investment in the history of Great Lakes. With rapid thawing of ice and snow from recent storms, flooding is expected in northeastern Ohio. The investment will also be used to help improve local water systems to combat against the flooding. Reporting for TV2 News, I'm Anthony Fariga.
Thanks, Anthony. Cedar Point's parent company, Cedar Fair, has rejected SeaWorld's $3.4 billion buyout offer. This was announced in a statement from SeaWorld on Tuesday. Cedar Fair has about $1.3 billion in annual revenue and operates 13 amusement parks in the U.S., including one in Sandusky and Cincinnati. Cedar Fair previously owned a former SeaWorld property and the former Geauga Lake amusement park in Aurora and Bainbridge Township that closed back in 2007.
Welcome back, everyone. I know you've been waiting for the rest of today's weather forecast, so I won't keep you waiting any longer. Okay, so on our live radar today, we can see the storm that's going to be going over us tonight. Everything in green is rain, everything in blue is snow, and everything in purple is freezing rain. So as you can see, we're going to be getting all of it. This is going northeast, and this is going to be going over us all night until about 1 o'clock in the morning today. And looking at the temperatures for tomorrow morning, to get an idea of what tomorrow morning is going to look like, it's going to be kind of chilly, starting at 20 degrees at 6 a.m., but we have a lot lower chances of rain at this point at 24%. It's going to go down a little bit at 9 a.m. to 19 degrees, and by noon we're going to be seeing a little bit of sun at still a chilly 23 degrees. And looking at today's 7-day forecast, tomorrow is, luckily after the storm, going to be not too much rain, partly cloudy, but we are going to be getting snow on Saturday, partly cloudy on Sunday and Monday with temperatures in the high 40s. A little bit more rain on Tuesday, but it is going to be getting a little bit warmer at 58 degrees. And then the rest of the week is going to be a little bit cloudy with fairly low chances of rain. And that's all I have for you today. Stay safe and stay warm, and I'll see you again next week.
Alexa, thanks. Now to new developments as the world continues to monitor the crisis unraveling at the Ukraine border. According to an official with the State Department, Russia's claims that they're de-escalating combat-ready troops is false.
And satellite imagery confirms that. Take a look at your screen. What you're seeing is Russian troops and equipment in position in several areas near Ukraine.
The newest estimates puts the number of Russian forces north of 150,000. That figure is the one President Biden cited just days ago.
Every indication we have is they're prepared to go into Ukraine, attack Ukraine.
As you just heard, President Biden too expects Russia will invade Ukraine. He says that he expects that to happen this week. He also told reporters Thursday Moscow may start a false flag operation and in doing so purposely ignite military action. It comes as U.S. troops are now on the ground in Poland. In the past few days, high-end Black Hawks and C-17 cargo planes have been flying, and it's unclear what troops' movements could lead to, though some are there just to help stranded Americans in Ukraine if the need arises. Now back to the U.S., more good news for thousands struggling to pay off federal student loans. The Education Department announced it canceled another $415 million in student debt. That'll impact nearly 16,000 borrowers who were misled by for-profit colleges. One of those schools now coming under fire is DeVry University. It's accused of knowingly embellishing statistics to attract more students. It joins a list of countless other schools misleading thousands.
A 35-year-old Missouri woman has been charged with murder in the killing of her 6-year-old son. Kansas City police officers were called to a home Tuesday night. Court records say the female caller was concerned, saying, quote, "The devil was trying to attack her." After a search, officers found the severed head of a child and later a body. Prosecutors say Hafes admitted to killing the boy and has been charged with first-degree murder and armed criminal action.
The FAA and the NTSB are looking into the cause of a deadly plane crash on a highway in North Carolina Wednesday evening. Authorities say a twin-engine Beechcraft Baron collided with a tractor trailer shortly after takeoff. The trailer drove off the road and overturned. The driver was taken to a local hospital. Unfortunately, the 43-year-old pilot did not survive the crash. The FAA says the NTSB will be taking charge of the investigation and will be releasing more updates.
And the Kent State women's basketball team was in action last night. Stay tuned to find out if they extended their win streak.
A taco dessert? Taco Bell is bringing back a fan favorite. Stick with us for more on this chocolatey treat.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma. I have a mentor, and she convinced me to continue my education. No one receives a diploma alone. If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, go get it. You can do it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Welcome back. The NBA All-Star Game takes place in Cleveland this Sunday, but before then you have All-Star Saturday night. The NBA has announced this year's musical guests for then. It includes headliner DJ Khaled and Friends. Who are those people? You got people like Gunna, Lil Baby, Lil Wayne, Ludacris, Mary J. Blige, and Migos.
That's right. These musicians will headline a performance before the Slam Dunk event during State Farm All-Star Saturday night in Cleveland, airing at 8 p.m.
All right, well, Ian, I know you're probably looking a little bit behind of what's happening Sunday. Still exciting, though. It's in Cleveland, yeah?
Oh, for sure. I'm excited for the All-Star Game in Cleveland. Welcome to Thursday Night Sports. I'm Ian Herrman. We will begin with a recap of the Kent State women's basketball team extending their win streak to 6 games after beating Northern Illinois 67-43. The Flashes were able to hold the Huskies to just 25% from the field and only 8% from 3. Kent State shot well from the field at 52% and just over 30% from 3. There were 3 Flashes scoring in double figures, with Katie Shoemate scoring 15, Nyla Blackford with 14, and Hannah Young with 11. Their next game is away at the team down the road on Saturday at 2 p.m. And the Kent State baseball team opens up their season in a 3-game weekend in South Carolina starting tomorrow against Coastal Carolina at 4 p.m. The Flashes were picked to finish 3rd in the MAC in the preseason coaches poll. The Flashes finished just 1 total point behind Ball State, but received 2 first-place votes. Key players to look out for is junior Justin Minkus and Colin Matthews, who had the 2nd and 3rd best batting average last year. And the Kent State women's lacrosse team looks to get their first win of the season tomorrow at home against Duquesne at 4 p.m. The Flashes dropped their first game 11-10 to Butler. Junior attack woman Kenzie Sklar led the Flashes with 6 goals in their first contest, and they will look to lean on her in tomorrow's. As well, the play from junior goalkeeper Madison Flanagan, posting a .541 save percentage in the first game, will be huge for the Flashes. And now we will go to Beijing, where the Kent State women's gold medal hockey game was in action. We will pick it up in the first period. Not be enough as Canada wins it 3-2, and they avenge their loss from last year's Olympics. And for all the updates over the weekend for Kent State sports, follow us at TV2 KSU Sports. That is all I have for sports for today. My name is Ian Herrman.
All right, well, you got Doritos, Locos, Tacos, Chalupas, Quesadillas, but what about the Klondike Choco Taco? Taco Bell is looking to ring in spring in the sweetest of ways. We'll have more on that in just a second.
Welcome back. It looks like Taco Bell is trying to steal the spotlight from McDonald's Shamrock Shake. The fast food giant is bringing back the Klondike Choco Taco. For these unfamiliar with the dessert item, It's a taco-shaped waffle cone filled with fudge-swirled vanilla ice cream covered in a nutty topping. The Klondike Choco Taco is now available at 20 locations in Los Angeles and Milwaukee, although a press release from Taco Bell hints a nationwide rollout is possible.
All right, now in Kent, there's only one thing on the to-do list for Friday. Just let it be. The downtown area is planning to come together and celebrate one of, if not the most, iconic music groups of all time, the Beatles. The rock band said, all you need is love, though I'd argue you need some Kent Beatle Fest too. It's really going to be something. That's a song by the Beatles if you didn't know. The event features a stellar array of artists. They'll be playing what feels like across the universe. That's another one. 15 different venues downtown. Things kick off at 7:30, not to mention it's all free. To find out more information, you can head over to kentbeatlefest.com.
All right, well, that was a lot of
I got a few in there. I was trying, we were talking earlier, I couldn't really fit Hey Jude. Not really a pun, like it didn't really work, but I think I did pretty well.
I mean, hey, that's one of my favorites. So.
Deserve a Choco Taco Klondike.
Yes.
Whatever.
I didn't know that the Choco Taco originated in Taco Bell, so I guess I'm out of the loop.
I didn't know that that was like a real like thing. It's also like it's been gone from Taco Bell so long that I didn't even know that they had that before.
I think it's an ice cream truck staple.
Well, they're competing. What you said, they're competing with the Shamrock Shake.
And I love the Shamrock Shake.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that about wraps it up for our Thursday newscast. Thanks for sticking with us tonight.
For updates on all these stories and more, go to KentWired.com and follow us on all social medias at KentWired. I'm Alexandria Manthey.
And I'm Connor Steffen. Have a great night.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere, and just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Even though there is so much against us, you will see me wearing a face covering.
And even with my face covered,
You will see me
as a son,
as a friend to everyone I meet,
as a fighter for change.
As a woman who stands up for what I believe in.
so join me in wearing a face covering.
To help stop the spread of the coronavirus.
because this is one small act of kindness that has the power to bring us all together.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover their unique mix of all kinds of traits.
Where'd Wiley go? Where's Wiley? Ah, there she is. Paw?
Do you remember being an ancient wolf? Do you ever feel the call of the wild?
You're a renegade cop, and I'm a con woman with nothing to prove. But together, we could really solve this murder.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but all of them are pure love.